Hello everyone, Joseph Van Hassel here. I'm the percussion teacher at UNC Pembroke, and for this video I'm going to talk about snare drum rolls, specifically concert snare drum rolls, which are also known as buzz rolls, multiple bounce rolls, or concert rolls. So, the first thing I think about when playing a buzz roll or multiple bounce roll is my grip. So I think of the snare drum grip as having a 3-point fulcrum with the thumb, top joint of the pointer finger, top joint of the middle finger, wrapped around the stick, and then with the back two fingers, the ring and pinky finger, wrapped around for support. So when I set up to play a multiple bounce roll, I'll put a little bit of firmness on that 3-point fulcrum. Not so much that it tightens my hand and this gap between my thumb and pointer finger closes, but enough that I'm pushing into the stick, so firming up with my grip. And I do that with both hands. The other thing I think about technique-wise is that when I hit the drum, I'm pushing into the head a little bit more. So rather than thinking of striking here, I think about striking here as if the drum head were lower down into the drum. So I get what's called a multiple bounce stroke or buzz stroke with each hand. And I would start just practicing that, listening for consistency between the two hands. And then gradually speeding it up. Until I get the illusion of a sustained sound, because that's the main musical purpose of a roll on most all percussion instruments, is to give the illusion that you're playing a sustained sound. Because if I just hit the drum, that could be a quarter note, 16th note, whole note, we don't know. But there I have a sustained sound with a definite beginning, a definite length, and a definite ending. So a good exercise to practice is just moving between regular strokes and buzz strokes. So the exercise would sound like this. So I'm changing my technique when I play the rolls. So I'm pushing, as I said, firming up my grip, pushing into the stick, pushing more into the snare drum head, and then relaxing all of that when I play my normal stroke types. Notice that my hands don't change speed when I play the roll. That's called roll bass, which is the rhythm that one's hands move in when playing a roll. So if I think of my quarter note tempo as this, I'm playing 16th notes, 1E, 2E, 3E, 4E. Then I play those 16th notes with buzz strokes. I get a nice sounding, sustained multiple bounce roll. And again, that's called roll bass, the rhythm that one's hands are moving in when playing a roll. And in order to figure out what the roll bass should be for any musical context, one needs to think of the tempo and what rhythm works best for that. So at a tempo of quarter note equals 120, sixteenth notes work pretty well. If I were to play a slower tempo, say 60, quarter note equals 60, and I tried 16th notes as my roll bass, it doesn't give me a very good sounding roll. It doesn't sound like a sustained sound. So what I have to do there is add notes to the roll, or to the roll bass. So in this case, because 60 is half of 120, I'll play 32nd notes as my roll bass. There's my tempo. So the goal is to, at any tempo, be able to play a roll at about the same hand speed. If I speed the tempo up a lot to 240, my roll bass is probably going to work pretty well with eighth notes. So let's try it. With my tempo. And again, since 240 is twice as much as 120, it makes sense that eighth notes work as the roll bass. It's not always going to be a duple rhythm. For example, I'm going to put the metronome at 150. So there, 16th notes are a bit too fast to play. It's difficult to comfortably play a nice sounding roll with that. So I could try eighth notes. Those seem too slow. So what's between 16th notes and eighth notes? Eighth note triplet. Let's try that. That works pretty well. So roll bass can be anything. It can be quintuplets, 16th notes, quarter notes, eighth notes. It's all just dependent on the tempo, and the goal is to try to get your hands moving at about the same speed regardless of what the tempo is. And related to that, often we think of rolls as just playing fast. It's not that. Again, it's just the roll bass. So I'm not playing any faster than that to play my roll. I'm just changing my technique. As always, feel free to contact me if you have any questions. My email address is joseph.vanhassel@uncp.edu, or you can look it up on the music department website for UNCP. And that's what I've got for this video. Thanks.